there we go. iRicky joining in. Here we go. Dreaz is going to make us sick. The Feer 500 Season 2 Grand Final is about a little bit over half a month in the making for this matchup of Dreaz versus iRicky. We just went over a little bit before the stream started on the history of how these guys got here. But you might have to suffer through it a little bit again because the YouTubers, they start right when the game starts. And I just took away all the... There we go. Much better. We can see who's who and the scoreboard. But Dreaz representing Pool B, Ricky representing Pool A. Ricky going through Daniel and Mo on his way to the finals. Both these players coming from the quarterfinals. They were the favored matchup in their quarterfinals. Even though it may not have felt that way with how good both Sharp and Daniel are. I mean, everybody in this tournament is a danger. But them handling it pretty well. Here they are. Dreaz been playing on the stream for the longest time. I imagine he might be a little bit of a stream favorite, considering he's been playing with us forever. iRicky, a new addition, but a great addition indeed. I think his first few matches came right before the Feer 500 Season 2, and he has shown he is ready to play. Has taken down some of the best players to play on our stream. And Dreaz is going to tie this one up with a nice long shot from midfield. Dreaz played some of the craziest games in the pool play before the playoffs started. His game against Plum was some of the nastiest clips we've ever seen. He was playing so casual and so confident. And at the time, you might have thought that maybe he wasn't taking it seriously enough. Maybe he wasn't going to be ready when he had some tougher competition, but he proved us wrong big time after dominating through the playoffs as well and beating Chronic, something he could never do before. But iRicky has been a tough challenge. He has just been so clinical, and he's maybe not as aerial focused as a lot of these other top players are that have played on the stream, but he's certainly not afraid to take it to the air when he needs to, preferring the ceiling reset type shots over the flip resets. You don't need flip resets, kids, to win championships, and iRicky out here trying to prove that right now as he gets a third goal off a kickoff, and Dreaz will get one right back the other way. iRicky has had a really great kickoff game. That has been one of the best things that he's done in the Feer 500 or in these show matches in general. He just is so good at scoring on kickoffs and getting first possession off kickoffs. It might go unnoticed, but at the end of the day, after all these open possessions, I mean, these kind of kickoffs are the ones that don't go unnoticed. These are very easy to notice. A direct kickoff goal because of a nice play, you know, a half a second after the kickoff happened. That's very clear. But he also finds a way to get a lot of early possessions, at least against the opponents he's played so far. This time, though, Dreaz is going to get a very easy possession and will tap it over iRicky for the quick third. But I think we'll want to watch how Ricky handles the kickoffs. I think it's very crucial to his game and the way he plays. And if Dreaz even probably equalizes iRicky in kickoffs as he's been able to so far, I think Dreaz maybe has either 2 or maybe even 3 direct kickoff goals at this point. I think that will bode very well for Dreaz in what I think is maybe a little bit more of a kickoff-focused style than the average ones player from Ricky. Dreaz able to pop it over Ricky, but doesn't have the flick angle on net. So he's trying to continue his possession, and he's been doing a good job of getting... Oh my goodness, how did he find this angle? He just barely gets it inside the left post. This flip reset uses it for the wave dash, but barely really needed that. Ricky thought he was shadowing perfectly, but man, did not expect that well of a place shot on the inside post. You would have expected him to try and shoot wide to the far post where Ricky was kind of giving an open gap. Instead, Dreaz squeezed it tight, and he's up 5-4. A nice run for him after iRicky, I think, went up 3-1. So a nice 4-1 swing the other way. And my goodness, the long shot from Dreaz. He is scoring every which way. So confident from him right now. iRicky trying to close the distance, and Dreaz knows it. Booms a power shot, 109 kilometers per hour, right into the back of the net. Ricky is in trouble right now. Dreaz in the zone, and you need to take him out of his zone as soon as possible. Kickoff goals at 7th. Dreaz can't be stopped, man. It is right now a 6-1 run since Ricky went up 3-1 in Dreaz's favor. absolutely on fire. Ricky has not given up on his kickoff. He is sticking with it and make it an 8-1 run, or sorry, 7-1 run. Ricky has got to start switching something up. If Dreaz is going to dominate the kickoffs, I mean, normally Ricky's so confident on them. I don't think we've really seen Ricky go to the full thick kickoffs like we've seen from a lot of other players, but if the kickoffs continue to go this way, he might need to. Nice air dribble 50, and it's on the goal line. Everything is going Dreaz's way. What a save. The counterattack will give him a 9th, and Dreaz cannot make any mistakes. It's impossible. How he was able to save that one away. iRicky doing such a good job on the air dribble 50. That is definitely Ricky's preferred way of scoring in the air, and you thought he had done what he needed to, but somehow Dreaz keeping at least 1 pixel out of the net, and now Ricky, ooh, lucky here, I think, to not get scored on this long shot after a mistake, to put that ball midfield where Dreaz could easily take it. Ooh, crazy challenge. That is Dreaz feeling it a little bit. He has been playing so fast, so quick, and has actually been in control of possession almost the entirety of the game. I think he felt like he could fly for a challenge early. But iRicky will take it slow. He does love the slow plays. He knows how to take the low 50s and force bad challenges out of defenders. But right now, Dreaz has just been able to hold on possession so much that he's been able to dictate the pace. Right now, iRicky gets a possession and doesn't turn much out of it, though. Dreaz an opportunity to double, and he gets bumped by Ricky just enough to not be able to get the power. But a minute 40 left. Ricky finally looking like he's equalizing here against Dreaz, at least in terms of possession. But with a minute 36 left to go, it's possible that's not enough time, as he really let Dreaz go on a crazy run. Oh, nice challenge, though, as Dreaz didn't like that setup. And Ricky should have a very easy 6th. And just like that, it almost seems like there's way too much time, as Dreaz is not holding on to this lead too great in the waning moments. These two guys trying to pressure each other off the kickoff. Ricky is going to win, as he has possession and boost, but can't find the very tight angle he was going for. Dreaz, long touch away, has to be very careful. Ricky's so efficient on the counterattack after a player has used up every last bit of their boost. But nice fake challenge, and actually works perfectly. Dreaz has been challenging early at every opportunity, and he just cashed in on all that work to basically get Ricky to flick early when Dreaz throws in a fake challenge. But a nice bounce dribble for Ricky. This is such a dangerous spot, but oh no, kind of limp noodled that hook shot. Should have been much harder with such a great setup. And now Dreaz the other way. Every moment that Ricky isn't scoring benefits Dreaz. Another nice dribble. Ricky had been really relying in the playoffs on his air dribble / night owl. If you've been here for a while, night owl bumps that have worked so great for him. This long shot will get saved away right on the goal line, but it doesn't matter. Dreaz has bought enough time, even with that slow roller to the net. I don't think another 3 goals are going in. Dreaz will take Ricky out of the play. This ball will roll into the net, but with 8 seconds left, it's surely possible, but I'm not going to bet on iRicky being able to get these last 2. Dreaz certainly going to have to blunder away a couple kickoffs, and that is probably the end of it. A nice kickoff tapped into Ricky's half, and that is all she wrote for game number 1, but a long series here, best of 7 like we've never done before. But Dreaz will start up early, 1-0. Ricky versus Dreaz, game number 2. Ricky started off early in that game 1 with a little bit of a lead. He definitely seemed like he was dictating the pace for maybe even the first minute or so, but then the rest of the game was all Dreaz all the time, and this one's going to start with Ricky again. Dreaz trying to get some insane flip reset. Not a great first touch, as it goes directly out to midfield, so he's having to play from the right side of the ball instead of goal side of it, and Ricky's going to take advantage. A really good early challenge. Ricky has, for the most part, been a good defender against these high-to-the-ceiling players, and proving it right there as he's up super early before Dreaz can get a dribble going. He's able to get a pinch into the net for the first. Dreaz playing very, kind of like a flow game, which is kind of a weird thing to say. I'm not sure if it makes a lot of sense, but basically when players look really comfortable, and it's something that Kinsey would get into a lot, he's seemingly just kind of going wherever the game lets him go and never slowing down, never taking cuts in field, just kind of playing almost as if they're in their own game in free play. And Kinsey was able to dominate a lot of players that way, but certainly he was much more outmatched at the time than Dreaz is right now versus iRicky. But that game one was essentially free play Dreaz, but everything was working. And he was just free flowing. This time, iRicky, once again, starting off a little bit in the lead, is able to slow Dreaz down. And he's looked a little bit more hesitant at the start of this game number two. A nice flick will make it over iRicky, and a couple good bumps deep in his half helps create this opportunity. Ricky pushed slightly out of the way. Doesn't have the boost to appropriately get back and set himself up to make a save. At the end of the day, though, Dreaz winning somewhat handily in that game number one, but he had a lot of direct kickoff goals. He definitely gave up a couple to Ricky, but I think at least 4 probably went in favor of Dreaz to Ricky's 2. So if we see that change, that could be the difference. Like we talked about before, the kickoff game's so important, especially for iRicky, as he tries to find a way to get a wave dash into the net. Sniping Dreaz at midfield. Might be able to get the shot. Dreaz with the pre-flip is able to spawn and save the first, but not the second, as iRicky gets the third. You mean Kinsey kind of did that against Dreaz in the semis last time around? Sharp was really the only one that could counter him. Sharp, honestly, I feel like Ricky has kind of a Sharp playstyle. To me, Plum was the biggest exaggeration of the playstyle that I've seen from anybody, who just full ground game all the time, just counter, just become a really good defender against the great shots. And that only got Plum so far. He wasn't able to get past, Dreaz when he was in the zone. iRicky, not quite full Plum, a little bit more like Sharp when Sharp won the Feer 500 Season 1. A great counter playstyle, good at shutting down these top-level players, but definitely a bit of a mechanical player in his own right. And I think that's what you need to make it to a finals or make it to a top 10 in the leaderboard like Ricky has. Nice tap over Dreaz. I mean, Dreaz just not calling the bluff correctly. iRicky actually going to tap it over, and Dreaz just goes flying by. 5,000 IQ, definitely an IQ type player. Ricky trying to get his direct kickoff goal, and Dreaz, a very nice save. Notice how he very intentionally taps that so it heads right into his corner so he can start for a dribble of his own. He's going to go for a crazy double, and I don't think Ricky would have saved it. I mean, Ricky also can't get the counterattack, but a great setup. Not going to give him his third. Halfway through this game, playing from behind here against iRicky, has absolutely no boost, and this long shot will probably cost him a goal. Yeah, that was very greedy. He's going to give himself an oops. He knows it. But with no boost on the side wall, if you put that much separation between you and the ball and launch yourself in the air where it takes you many, many seconds to get to the ground, I mean, you're just giving up goals in ones when you do something like that. And he knew it as he puts the oops in chat. Dreaz realizing that Ricky was going to steal his boost, and oh my goodness, Dreaz taking his opportunity all the way back from his own net. This is an insane shot with a very little boost he had off kickoff. He noticed Ricky was going to try and take his back corner, and that should have been a safe play for Ricky. Normally a player can't snipe the entire field before someone can get back, but Dreaz doing exactly that with a ground shot to grab his third. Dreaz a nice 50, all out of boost. Ricky trying to take him out of the game. Dreaz couldn't get much out of the corner. Definitely trying to bait Ricky into a fake challenge, but instead, on the retreat, he'll get demoed, and Ricky a somewhat easy sixth. He explained how he plays and adapts to me a few times, and it's pretty crazy. How iRicky does? Yeah, iRicky definitely seems to learn from the way his opponents are playing, from what I've seen from him so far. Dreaz rolling dribble, just trying to muscle it through Ricky. Trying to decide whether or not he should go up for this challenge, and his hesitance will get him scored on the other way. This is a Dreaz who's not playing as free-flowing as he was before. He's starting to realize that there's a chink in his armor, at least a little, as Ricky getting a lot of separation here in this game number 2. And Ricky cannot afford to have this. This is the only way that Dreaz comes back with 1:30 left to go. He's going to need a couple of these direct kickoff goals, something that Ricky's done a really good job of stopping Dreaz from doing so far in this game too. Dreaz trying to look for a repeat of that exact same kickoff. You could tell as he tried to push it to the right, but a nice flick from Ricky. A save for Dreaz. Felt like it was probably coming out anyways. But Dreaz is just playing hesitant. A nice shot from Ricky inside the near post. And, you know, this is a challenge that I felt like Dreaz was making earlier. Instead, he taps off the ball cam and just kind of waits to make a reactionary play. And Ricky, too good of a shooter to let Dreaz get away with that. Ricky carry all the way from his field. He's going to go flip reset, and Ricky can do it all, and he shows it after a big lead. Dreaz going to forfeit this game number 2, and what a shot from iRicky to cap it off enough to bring out the forfeit with a minute left to go. So a nice game number 2 for Ricky. I'm pretty sure I saved the replay. Yep, we'll hop out as Ricky clipping on Dreaz to end game number 2. Game number 3, $300. Read the slot this right. iRicky versus Dreaz, as Ricky able to tie it up in game number 2. $500 is the prize pool for the entire tournament. $50 each going to the third place players. That'll be Mo and Chronic. And then the loser of this game does get to walk away with $100 as a prize for getting second place out of a lot of good players. 100 different players at the end of the day have tried and played through the open qualifier. But first place prize will be $300, bigger than it was last season. So definitely much more rewarding to be at the top of the top as we shifted the prize pool up there. So technically $200 on the line difference between first and second, but also a lot of pride to be the champion. I think both these guys really want to show that they're the best of the best against what is a very good pool of players who played in this tournament. Nice demo from Dreaz. Dreaz switching to the Fennec. I think we've seen a lot of Dreaz Fennec more recently than we've seen the Octane Fennec. So nice air dribble as he fakes the challenge. Really, I think Dreaz was just trying to go for a 50-50. He wasn't necessarily trying to fake Ricky out as he just adjusted to make the play, and Ricky goes flying by. Dreaz taking an early lead for the first time in this series. A couple good bounce dribbles. Ricky very well positioned on defense to cover the entire net. So even though Dreaz putting it perfectly at the top, Ricky's able to save it away. And this high flick, Dreaz trying to aim down Ricky, and instead Ricky will get a booming long shot, and that is the reward for missing your bump. If you come for him, you can't miss, and he proves it as he launches one for a first. Nice double touch off the kickoff. Dreaz just making quick plays. Really well placed setup. That is so high. Off the back wall in the corner, there is no way that Ricky is going to be able to get up to it. Ask Dreaz what the worst map is and play it. Aqua not cheering for Dreaz. This one's going to be on Champions Field night. Ricky, his flick sent high. Dreaz has lots of boost. Prefers to play this reactionary style right now against Ricky, but with the boost advantage, that is the one situation where it will likely work. Dreaz up to himself, flip reset. Has to turn it into a wave dash just to conserve the possession. He might not even conserve the possession, but not let the counterattack come out. And that is what makes these high-level players so great. They know when to give up on their challenge and not milk it and get counterattacked, and that's what makes them able to go for it so frequently. Ricky, oh my goodness, leaving the net, or sorry, leaving the ball and then diving all the way back in from so far away. It's going to work out as he seemingly earned himself a possession, but no. Can't get control of it. Dreaz barreling down now. Able to get the boost starvation, but cannot get a dribble started, so Ricky will take control. Gonna go for the musty to give himself a little bit of extra pace since he didn't have the boost to help him out. But Dreaz will go the other way, and that is the downside of trying to force it with very little boost. You went from Champ 3 to SSL in 1 day, Aqua? You're a ones main, let's go, dude. Weren't you top 100 last season? I mean, I'm not too surprised. Dreaz taking the lead in this game number 3. Nice demo on Ricky. Oh, that's the best possible spawn, I think, for Dreaz, and he's just barely able to get it. I think any spawn on his side, or even the close spawn on the other end, and Ricky saves this one away. Let's watch it from Ricky's perspective. Oh, he did everything he could have. Oh, he flipped the wrong way at the last moment. I think if he had gotten a front flip or even a diagonal forward right flip, he would have saved it, but he felt he needed to slightly adjust to the left at the last moment. Ricky in the air, flip reset. Oh my goodness, he's looking nasty. Ricky, oh no. Oh my goodness, that was about to be the most insane clip ever. We were not seeing this out of Ricky too much, but he is definitely seeming comfortable with it today, and it's not going to work out this time, but my goodness. He could not have been closer to getting an insane clip on Dreaz. Instead, he'll be rewarded with a goal in his net. So Dreaz up 5-1. Not able to get to this kickoff goal save. So Ricky closing the distance. Let you go on the stream and hit a triple. Anytime you want, Aqua, just not right now in the Feer 500 Championship, my man. Dreaz, man, able to sneak one away. It looked like he was playing a possession play, but that is an open net for Dreaz. I don't know what Ricky was thinking. He saw this ball floating over his head, and he wanted to take control of it, but just couldn't find a way to get it and got caught watching as Dreaz gets a very easy dribble for his 6th. Oh my goodness. Ricky falling apart here in this game number 3, and that's kind of what we've seen from both these guys, kind of falling apart in the last few moments. Go to next. Yeah, Ricky's just going to forfeit. He doesn't want to watch the replay, so we will head to game number 4 as Dreaz goes up 2-1. Game 4, Ricky versus Dreaz. Important to remind everybody that this is a best of 7. You might think that Dreaz is on match point because of how many best of 5s we've done in the stream. Basically only best of 5s, but this is best of 7. Dreaz not yet on match point. Has 2 more games left to win, but he's going to start this game number 4 out so well. Able to gain possession, takes it back into his own half, and what looked like was going to be a hook shot instead turns into a great flick just inside the far post to get the early lead. Ricky able to get early control, though, and sees the quick challenge from Dreaz. Will he still be able to find the angle? He will, just barely. A great read on the challenging Dreaz. Dreaz did not have a lot of space to fake and or delay his attack, and Ricky knew it as he takes the flip over him. Ricky ceiling reset. Cannot find anything. Dreaz trying to find where Ricky's coming in from behind as he really wants to convert this counterattack, and what a nice double jump save. Ricky doing everything he can to stay alive right now. Oh wow, that is a huge boost grab at midfield. Dreaz trying to starve him out. Wasn't able to do it, but maybe baited Ricky into being more aggressive than he should have now that he has 100 boost. And Dreaz will win out the challenge in the corner and taps in an easy second. Dreaz trying to stay with this one off the kickoff. Ricky doesn't get the momentum he wanted to sneak it past Dreaz, but now has a nice advantage. His flick will get saved away. Ricky's so good at breaking down low boost defenders, though. We see him score on these more times than not. He's so patient, even on the early challenges. Nice low 50, and the flick will be too high, so not able to finish it. Just kidding. Ricky knows exactly what he's doing. Takes Dreaz out of the game and gets his second. Just when it felt like hope was lost, Ricky able to snipe Dreaz on the retreat out of the net and grab the game-tying goal. Ooh, Ricky not getting a great 50. Dreaz almost finding a direct 50 into the net. He's definitely got Ricky feeling afraid as he pre-jumps the not even attempted demo from Dreaz. Ricky, though, found the angle. Will grab a third. Dreaz slammed this one off his own corner, not able to get anything going from it, and a little bit late on the jump. Ricky will be able to pop it over him. So Ricky with the lead as this game swings back and forth. Definitely a crucial game for Ricky. Trying to even up the series. Does not want to have to get 3 games in a row, which he'll need to do if he drops this one. Dreaz flick, slowed down by Ricky, but not kept out. Dreaz able to get a third. Ricky fake challenging. Had he gone early, likely would have taken it off the top of Dreaz's car. But such is the way of 1v1s. Dreaz coming off this wall, not necessarily to score, but just trying to take away an opportunity. He knows it's going to take all his boost. But he saw an impending possession for iRicky, so just playing a possession game right now as he attempts to sneak it in the net. But this is very good play. This is where Dreaz, of course, any 1v1er wants to be. In control of the match, in control of the ball. He's done so well against Ricky in these positions so far. And is just refusing to give up possession, even on missed shots. And he's taking advantage of a greedy Ricky and a nice ground pinch for a fourth. This was a great minute from Dreaz. This whole last minute tied 3-3. Did not let Ricky get even a single moment of possession. And right when Ricky thought he had an opportunity to take it away, was getting a little bit antsy. Dreaz takes advantage, taps it off the wall, and the ground pinch to finish. So 4-3, the pendulum swings back in favor of Dreaz as these guys going back and forth, waiting for one of them to break away like happened in the last couple games. Ricky not afraid to stay on the ball despite Dreaz trying his best to bully him off. Ooh, missed touch by Dreaz. But a nice conversion up into an air dribble off the side wall. Never mind, he doesn't like his first touch. So he will eventually hand over possession. Minute 30, iRicky the other way. Early flick forces out the early save. And this is a great way to punish these defenders who are defending just a little bit too close. We see it a lot. And I think really Dreaz has no option. If he doesn't go up to take that one away, Ricky's going to get a second touch that will accelerate it far past where Dreaz can save it. And so Dreaz has to get up. He has to try and clear it far enough outside the line for Ricky to shoot. But because he's shadowing so close, not able to do so. And oh my goodness, that 50. Big time in favor of Dreaz. Just a great challenge. And a fifth as Dreaz regains the lead. Dreaz able to grab off possession, not getting beat out by those early flips that we saw Ricky doing against every other player he'd played so far. He loses the play. He's getting really greedy here on this fifth shot. He's got a lot of time to score it back up, so I'm not sure why he's getting extra greedy in his attempt to tie it up so soon, but now he's going to have 2 goals to make back up. But as I was saying, Ricky was doing this a lot. Off the kickoff, he'll kind of lose in the battle towards the boost, but he knows that players will slow down thinking they for sure won. He tries to beat him out by flipping past him. And it was something he was catching a lot of good players on, but he's yet to be able to get Dreaz on it. Dreaz has been rushing to the boost, knowing that Ricky's going to be coming in from behind and try and, cheekily steal that out. I'm not sure if that's a word, but great challenge here from Ricky. About a centimeter from getting flicked over and getting scored on, but doesn't matter. Playing on the east ping while Dreaz is trying to play on west, and it's going to work out for him. Ricky just barely offline for the game-tying kickoff goal. Dreaz just trying to maintain possession as much as possible. Ricky going to get a tap away, but Dreaz trying to give him an awkward situation, and Ricky does find a long shot. Dreaz looks very comfortable on the save, though. 16 seconds left to go. Dreaz with the lead. Ricky needs a bucket. Dreaz very low on boost in this back half of Ricky's. Probably has absolutely nothing left now, so here it is. The likely last opportunity, and Dreaz knows it. He's going to challenge early. And even though, oh my goodness, he scores. I just thought he did a good job of challenging. I didn't even realize he was going to get a bucket of his own. But a great challenge. Ricky takes him out of the play, but too little too late as Dreaz grabs the 7th with a second left to go. This game certainly going in favor of Dreaz. It will roll down, so Dreaz putting himself on triple match point here as we head to game 5. I think these guys have been jumping back and forth between orange and blue team. But Dreaz able to beat out the ping pong of game wins back and forth. Able to win 2 in a row, putting himself up 3-1. And iRicky trying to get some of that Fennec energy that Dreaz took out after game 2. Says, if you're going to play Fennec, so am I. Nice early flick from Dreaz, and this has to feel good after a great last 2 games. He'll start this game number 5 up 1-0. Ricky able to get boost. Dreaz holding on to a lot though. 23 after making it to the side wall. It must have meant he held on to at least a pad's worth and picked up another one. Ricky kind of tossing away possession there. Playing afraid of Dreaz right now. Gonna need to see a much more confident iRicky if he wants to take back the next couple games. Dreaz the high pinch, gonna give a lot of space to Ricky. Ricky gonna go ground dribble, early flick, and not a bad idea. With a lot of open field, it was definitely a 50-50 whether or not Dreaz was gonna go for the fake challenge or not. But frequently after wave dashes, players go for actual challenges because wave dashes send the player moving so far forward in a way that cannot be slowed down that I think frequently players feel like they have to challenge after them. So a great read, Ricky seeing Dreaz go for the humongously long setup wave dash and knew that he'd be coming in for the challenge. Air dribble bump, or the single jump bump really, and this was Ricky's staple in the playoffs up until this point, but has yet to really been using it against Dreaz, and usually that's credit to the defender. A lot of times an uncultured 1v1 watcher might think that it's basically just iRicky deciding not to do it, but trust me, if Ricky knows it's working, he'll do it at any moment he possibly can. Dreaz has been doing a good job of making sure Ricky never had the moments to go for it. Ooh, nice shot from Dreaz. Just a little bit of a delayed air roll shot is enough to get it over Ricky, keeping this ball as high as possible. Ricky just not getting a read on the play. Dreaz so threatening, because from that position he can also drop back down to the ground, go for a fake, and that's why Ricky needs to stay grounded as long as he can. But Dreaz is a very interesting decision to boom that one off the corner after doing such a good job of winning possession. Dreaz trying to force the issue. Lucky for him, his shot on line, so he'll buy himself just enough time to come back for the counterattack, or sorry, the counterattack save. Ricky a great challenge, and a third as he goes up 3-2. Very high scoring game. Exciting for a championship match for these guys to be scoring as much as they do. Not going to give us a boring affair. Dreaz scoring another kickoff goal here. We hadn't seen one of these in a while, but a straight direct kickoff to erase iRicky's good play to gain the lead. Dreaz, this is a great possession off the kickoff. Going for the air dribble, 50, and a perfect execution, and he's threatening the flip reset this whole way, and that is what keeps the defender guessing. He could truly do whatever he wants with this. He could have flip reset, very intentionally air rolling his car, such that all he needs to do is boost ever so slightly into it if he does want to go flip reset, and that's what keeps the defender guessing. Instead, this time, goes for the delayed 50, and it works perfectly as he grabs a fourth. And these kickoffs are going so well for him. Once again, grabs a possession and is able to get a boost starvation play and makes Ricky miss on the goal line instead of trying to force it. He'll play it as slow as he needs to. Off the corner, Dreaz so lethal from the right corner. Can he do it from the left as well? Looks like maybe he can, or maybe he can't. He can't force it in. A great setup, but just barely not finding the inside of the far post. Dreaz, a lot of open space. Ooh, it looked like he was thinking about going for the demo, but instead settled for the hook shot. Put it offline. Has a somewhat open net here, trying to force it just inside the post, and oh my goodness, it had to be perfect in order to score, and that's exactly what it was. Dreaz had to have known Ricky was going to cover most of the net, but decides to pull the trigger, and oh my goodness, anything other than a ball that taps off the post and in, and Ricky was going to be able to save it. But 5-3, 2 minutes left to go. Dreaz 2 minutes away if he can keep this lead from being the second ever Feer 500 champion. Ricky trying to stay alive and force an extended series. iRicky, nice tap over Dreaz and a fourth for him. Dreaz losing possession here in his back half. Strong touch and is forced by an iRicky demo attempt. Dreaz had to pull back off the ball, and that created the open opportunity for Ricky. But man, Ricky has got to erase these great kickoff wins for Dreaz. Dreaz has really been taking advantage in the kickoff. Hook shot for Ricky. Dreaz saves it away. It does cost him every last bit of his boost, and Ricky just trying to muscle it in with a defender right in front of him. It's not going to work the first time or the second. He sends it high. But another great bump, and this long shot should be in. iRicky working his way back into it, 5-5. Finally, Ricky earns back one of these kickoffs in no better time than with a minute left to go, taking the lead. We talked about how Ricky's so good at playing with leads in these matchups. He loves to dictate the pace. He loves to force defenders to come at him and make missteps, which you can so easily do when you have a lead. And once again, he is going to get another goal. He knows how to turn small leads into big ones. And Dreaz trying to stay on top of the ball. Ricky will tap it in for an easy 7. Ricky tap back into his own corner. Dreaz might be able to snipe him out of the play, but really good quick play. And now Ricky forcing Dreaz off the ball with a demo threat and the low 50. I mean, this is just the kind of stuff that Ricky didn't seem to have the confidence to do when he wasn't in the lead, but what a save from Dreaz. Oh my goodness, Dreaz's defense has been crazy. And he's going to put himself back within one with 30 seconds left to go. Ricky so close to making it impossible for him by going up 3. Instead, Dreaz gets an insane save and sends it back the other way. Ricky with a little bit of a cheese of a kickoff, delaying it with the wave dash. Dreaz doesn't have the boost to get up on this one, but definitely a very threatening position. Ricky trying to beat him out, forces the high shot from Dreaz. But Dreaz has been playing the possession game all night. He's not afraid of missing a shot if it keeps possession, but you know, sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes he loses that possession at midfield by tapping it over to Ricky. Will this be all East? Yes, it will, Dreaz. Unfortunately, the entirety of the tournament is all on East, like most competitive tournaments are. Dreaz not going to be able to take this game number 5. So Ricky at least able to force a game number 6 as we wait to see when he lets it hit the ground. Still keeping it up. Dreaz going to demo him. There it is. Here we go, game 5. Dreaz versus iRicky. Normally, game 5 means the series is going to be over, but not necessarily. If Ricky is able to win, we will have... Wait, game 5. Sorry, game 6? We're game 6. What am I talking about? We never make it this far. iRicky has forced a game 6, and he will start off early in the lead. He has stolen the Fennec energy from Dreaz, who had used the Fennec to take back games 3 and 4, I believe. Now Ricky striking back, able to start off early. Game 5 hype. Oh wait, yeah, we're gonna need a new. Everyone's gonna know that game 5 hype means game 7 hype today. Dreaz trying to set up another low 50 or an air dribble 50, I mean, and doesn't stay in front of the ball. Trying to make it look like he's gonna breezy, but way too strong of a first touch. So Ricky up 2-0. How is Dreaz's ping on this one? 88. He had like 98 or something on the last one, so hopefully a little bit better. It definitely does suck for Dreaz. We'll bring it up. It is certainly a bummer. The reality of it is that all competitive Rocket League is played on US East. Dreaz, a California boy, having to play on US East is not ideal for him, rocking around 100 ping, which is really tough to play ones with. And he has not said a single thing about it all season, so feeling it a little bit maybe in this grand final, wishing he had some West servers to go alongside all these East. But just another obstacle to get over, and Dreaz has gone over it so far. iRicky, though, starting off this game up 2-0 and a little bit of a lower scoring game. Dreaz trying to get some of his possessions going, but hasn't looked as lethal as he had in the past. This high setup from Ricky, he's going to take it. Flip reset just outside the box, perfectly missed. I was going to say perfectly placed, but a little bit too high, and Ricky knows he's got an advantage. He's not going to fully stop the ball, but he'll kill as much time as possible. Dreaz definitely could afford to have a direct kickoff goal, and oh my goodness, he definitely messed it up, but lucky for him, Ricky taps it in himself. I'm going to watch this one. I'm sure they don't want to watch it on their computers, but oh yeah, Ricky just trying to get ahead of it. Instead, gives it a little wheel touch to push it in. Wave dash kickoffs from Ricky. We saw him stick with those almost exclusively in the past, but I feel like he's been mixing it up so far in this best of 7. But as of late, a lot more wave dash kickoffs in the past couple of games. Bounce dribble for him. He'll send it over Dreaz, and wow. I would have thought Dreaz was at least going as fast as Ricky. But yeah, that is a tough challenge for ping. But Ricky demoing Dreaz. It is all East, unfortunately. Ricky sees an open opportunity as Dreaz falls back into the corner. Dreaz has done well on East so far. He can't beat himself up too much. So important to keep a good mental game. We're talking about a player who went up 3-1 on East servers in a row. I was actually going to talk about it. I thought about it in my head. I didn't end up saying it, but wait, let's watch this Dreaz humongous dribble. Ricky is able to get the save and a strong clear, but not an instant counterattack. As I was saying, as these guys were forfeiting in the earlier games, I thought that's going to give us a new server. That's the only thing that happens when these guys forfeit, really, that I maybe don't like. And with Dreaz, if he finds a good East server, definitely don't want to forfeit. And for that reason, I maybe should have waited out matches when Dreaz wanted to. Maybe Dreaz liked the server. I should have asked him before we left the game so he could keep that server. We could just wait the couple minutes, but instead we've been grabbing new servers every time. Ricky's dribble just barely gonna get saved away. How does Dreaz keep doing this, man? He does not let these great shots for Ricky go in. That being said, the story of this matchup will not be the servers. It will be one of these two guys' great play. Ooh, Dreaz, nice flick. Should be able to get a backflip in for a, oh my goodness, couldn't get the angle on it. And Ricky, a great return play. But now, truly the net is open. Minute 27 left to go. Dreaz can absolutely get 3 and end this before Game 7. Needs to stay focused, needs to get some kickoff goals, and he's been able to do it. In fact, Dreaz has been dominating the kickoff. Something that you usually are probably noticing the most is the kickoffs as he snipes another kickoff goal. Usually, that is where you see the difference the most, but obviously Dreaz finding a way to play with these US East kickoffs and do just fine. iRicky trying to play a little bit too fast. Forces, you know, not a tough enough of a save out from Dreaz, but he's going to keep the pressure on. Dreaz, very little boost, will be able to get to his own corner, taking up the side wall. This is not the greatest setup. So hard to play a dribble from the very ceiling. Dreaz trying to force iRicky off the ball, but Ricky gets the save. A good recovery out of his opposition's net, though, to maintain possession. We see Dreaz back in this flow state kind of as he's flying around the map, never slowing down. Usually this is when he's able to grab a clip or two, find some momentum. He's going to set himself up off the side wall. This dribble, flip, reset. Gets it far outside the net, and a musty in! Dreaz, this is what I'm talking about. I saw it coming. You could just feel it when Dreaz is getting his momentum going, able to hold on to possession for a long time. He's eventually going to snipe one in, and my goodness. That is a shot and a half to put himself within one with 31 seconds left to go. Dreaz been lethal on the kickoff. Can he do it again? No better time to get a kickoff goal than now, but it looks like it might be going Ricky's way. Dreaz able to get the save high. Very little boost as Ricky grabs the corner. Dreaz doesn't have the time to get back in control. He knows he needs to figure something out in the next few moments, and so does Ricky. Ricky staying on top of the ball. A great challenge, using his boost advantage to get a quicker jump. So a 2-goal lead with 16 seconds left to go. It's looking like we are headed to Game 7 if Ricky can handle these kickoffs, and no reason why he shouldn't be able to. Game 7 coming down the pipeline. Couldn't have finished any other way. Feer 500 Season 1 ending in Game 5, the final game here. We are once again going to the final game, Game 7. Oh, I love it. I love it. Ricky wants the last game on West. He doesn't want any excuses. So, by all means, we were going to do East every single match. The reality of it is that every game is East. That's just how tournaments are run. But Ricky doesn't want to have any of it. He wants to win on Dreaz's server to finish it off. This is quite the gambit, dude. If he wins on West, he's truly making a very great point. Here we go. Game 7, Feer 500, Season 2. Dreaz versus iRicky. In case you guys missed it, maybe YouTube edited out. This whole series, this whole tournament, every last bit of it has been played on US East, which is how most competitive tournaments are run. Dreaz playing out of California would love to have a West server. And Ricky, for Game 7, is willing to hand it over to Dreaz. Says, make a US West server. I want to play at least one game on Dreaz's server. He wants to show that he can do it and win it all, even with the ping disadvantage. Oh my goodness, we should have been playing on West the whole time. These guys have the same ping on West. Oh gosh, well, maybe we should have been playing West this whole game. Who knew that was going to be the same exact ping, but either way, these guys now playing US West, exact same ping, my goodness. Dreaz, nice 50, deep in Ricky's half. He is going to start off this game with an early lead. If only we had known that they're going to have literally the exact same ping. iRicky has better ping. Ricky has 48 to Dreaz's 56 right here on this US West server. Anyways, now we'll focus on the game. This is Game 7. The server stuff is interesting. Dreaz, a nice bump. Ricky on the goal line, and Dreaz will get a third. I tell you what, man, if Dreaz is able to blow this one out, that would be quite the story. But a very early game, very high scoring for Dreaz at the start. Ricky back into his corner, looking for a double touch. Dreaz will tap it away. Ricky has all the boosted advantage, but he's not going to cut and grab it. Instead, he's going to cut and field. And oh my goodness, I can't believe Dreaz didn't take a trip to the boost. Ricky will demo him out. Did Dreaz not even know? No, he knew it was there. He just figured he needed to grab possession, and Ricky will take him out of the play. Direct kickoff for Ricky. Apparently, the kickoffs are going to go in favor of the player who doesn't have the ping advantage. Although I say that, and Ricky does have the ping advantage, so. 3-2 in favor of Dreaz. A minute into this one, another high-scoring affair. 5 goals in the first minute. But that is just the way these guys have been playing so far. Very high-scoring. Dreaz, nice shot. He baited Ricky in with this slight movement to the boost. When he does this, it looks like he kind of loses control for a second. He decides to take a trip to the boost, and Ricky, in that slight moment, decides that he can challenge and maybe catch Dreaz off guard, but he takes a nice power shot, sends it over him for a fourth, and this should be another direct kickoff for Dreaz, as these guys just scoring like crazy. Dreaz up 5-2, $300 first place prize on the line for whoever wins this Game 7. Dreaz, another great kickoff possession. Oh my goodness, he's finding a way to score. Ricky on his back line. Dreaz, the nice quick shot, and Ricky kind of defending that back wall a little bit. He could have afforded to move a little bit closer in front of the net, covering a little bit too much of the back wall. Cannot get to that far post as Dreaz booms it to there. Ooh, nice double from Dreaz. Dreaz. This Game 7 performance right now for Dreaz is absolutely insane. Looking to clutch it up at the best moment. Dreaz, a nice low 50, but Ricky's still barreling down, but doesn't have the boost to make a play. And Dreaz maybe just slightly too strong of a touch. He should have had an open net had he tapped that a little bit softer, but oh my goodness, this angle is barely there. This shot is so hard. Dreaz makes it look so run-of-the-mill, but this tap off the wall, Ricky is covering so much of the net. He needs to get it right under the crossbar to score that one, and of course, he does exactly that. 8-2, 3 minutes left to go. These guys scoring so many goals that this game is not over. So much time left on the clock. Ricky gonna need to get Dreaz off his mojo, something that's so hard to do. Dreaz has been such a streaky player. When he gets in the zone, he starts seeing the ball go in the net. He usually runs it up. So Ricky has to find some way to break down the momentum. A nice air dribble play would certainly do that. Dreaz does not like getting clipped on. iRicky taking it low, but doesn't find a way to get it in the net. And Dreaz, a couple quick touches and a ninth for Dreaz. He is getting a lot of separation here. Halfway through the game, 7-goal lead. I would say it's impossible, but it is only halfway through the game. Anything can happen in the second half. Dreaz won 9-2 the first half. Doesn't mean Ricky can't win 9-2 in the second. Dreaz, quick touch off the back wall. Ricky has all the boost advantage. Dreaz is going to be forced out to midfield. Ricky needing to score on this attempt. His flick is soft, and a great fake challenge from Dreaz to get the ball out of Ricky's hands, but a nice 50 and a third. Ricky needs to get going here. Hopefully this is a spark for him, as he is running out of time to make it back in this game against Dreaz. He has to win this kickoff. This is a very, very important kickoff. That is good enough. At least keeping Dreaz from instantly scoring on his net, but oh no, he might have just prevented it for a slight moment. Dreaz's presence getting Ricky to panic on his back line, but I don't know what Ricky was thinking there. He needs to be securing every one of his offensive opportunities, and that power shot was not ever going to find the inside of the net. Instead, it gives Dreaz possession the other way. Man, Ricky, some execution, maybe a little bit of nerves, as he had another opportunity to maybe shoot a shot fast enough to get it past a retreating defender, but doesn't really get the momentum he needs. iRicky bounce dribble. Gonna go for the air dribble bump. It's worked so well for him in the past, but this time, Dreaz saves it on the goal line. Not enough momentum from him, and as the clock ticks down, Dreaz hasn't scored in a while, but he doesn't need to. All he needs to do is keep Ricky out of the net, and he is doing a great job of that.
60 seconds left on the clock.
60 seconds left. 6 goals. We're going to need to see a goal every 10 seconds from Ricky if he wants to come back in this Game 7. Dreaz just needs to keep this ball moving. Keep it away from Ricky. Ricky saving away. Does a good job to save it, but oh my goodness, this is exactly what Ricky needed. A nice snipe on the net all the way from his own half. 38 seconds. Here we go. This needs to be the kickoff clinic of a lifetime for iRicky right now. These will be the most insane mind games a man has ever played if he's able to get it in the next 36 seconds. But the first one's not going to go his way. Possession back into his corner. Has to force the issue fast. Has no other option, but Dreaz will save this one away. 25 seconds left as Ricky runs away from the ball. This has got to be it. I'm surprised Dreaz is even bringing it back to Ricky's half, but maybe it's because he knows he's going to catch him off guard. So 10-4, GG's from iRicky. 18 seconds left to go. Dreaz is going to be your Feer 500 Season 2 champ. Ricky giving the GG's in the chat. I don't know if these guys are just going to tap the ball around for the last 16 seconds, but Dreaz been playing on the stream so long, has had to go up against the top players for what felt like forever. Actually has a closer to 500 record on stream because of how much he's had to go against all these top guys. He's been playing against them forever and ever. Hasn't been able to pull out a championship match yet, but here it is. He wins it in the most important moment. Dreaz over iRicky in Game 7. Dreaz will be your Feer 500 Season 2 champ.